Hello, welcome to the Mindtrack.net game server. I'm currently outside the Enterprise A. I'm doing some work on the A last couple of days, trying to get it buttoned up as much as possible. For the most part, the saucer is completed. There are a couple of things I want to do real quick before I show you that. I'm in the process of going through the neck area, or the, well, I guess it'd be called the neck area, trying to get it all sorted out, and it's been a lot harder than I thought it would be, but I'm getting there. Looking at map details right now, or blueprint details right now, so I'm placing in the parts that need to, I just redesigned this door here so that I could have more room below. Putting in the details that the blueprints had called for, like this being in this area here, and I'm not sure what I can do right there, but I'll figure something out for it. But same thing over here, little area right there. Actually, we should go ahead and make sure that there is not, yeah, it is. No, I'm not going to. I'll probably change the color of this here as well. Thinking like a gray on grayish color, like this. There. Let me activate my tool here. Oops. Make my tool a little bit more efficient. Another thing I've been doing is I've been going through and changing the color of the floor blocks as well. Well, you get what I'm saying. The cotton blocks. Anyways, this is more like environmental lockers. I went ahead and changed up the environmental lockers so that they have a unique look to them. I also revamped the a lot of the I made some departures, you might say, from the standard deck plans that we have from Strategic Design. Mainly because nothing against the Strategic Design deck plans. I'm sure they're fine in their own regard, but they are a little bit lacking as far as details in specific areas. So I had to go back through and fix a lot of that. Oops. Fixie. And go ahead, and I'm going to leave the white ensemble accent there. And go ahead. Actually, I might change that to a blue ensemble accent. And I'm thinking more like that. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Anyways, it's been kind of an interesting process, because as I've been going through here, I've been finding a lot of mistakes and a lot of other things that were done. Some of it not by me, some of it by me. I noticed that there's some really poor quality build ethics being used above in the saucer, and that's what prompted me to go back through the whole thing and double check it all and fix the things that needed to be fixed and address the issues that were really bugging me. Like, I'd walk into a room and it would just have nothing but sinks all the way around it, or stair blocks, but not stair blocks, but these brick blocks, and it was just the ugliest damn thing I'd ever seen. I just couldn't handle it, and I was like, who did this? And well, you never know who did it, but because the server's been updated, so there's all that information is gone. But yeah, I had to go back through and fix a lot of that, and then I found that people had made changes that were off plan, considerably off plan, and I had to rip out an entire deck and rebuild it, and that was deck 5. I was tweaking mad about that, but it led to me using being able to, well, since I had the deck ripped out, I'll go ahead and finish it up. And that's what that led to. So deck 5 got done, then I went back through and fixed deck 4, deck 2, deck 3, deck 1, and they were all screwed up. Somebody really went out of their way to screw those decks up. And they were completely off any remote idea of deck plans. Like, they went through and ripped out all my walls, and they just put the walls wherever they wanted them to go. It was heinous. And I know M. Heller didn't do it because he would have stuck to the deck plans, and if he would have deviated from those, he would have made sure everybody knew that he did it, so that we wouldn't go on a witch hunt. But he didn't do it. I didn't do it, and nobody that knows anything about these builds did it. So it was some moron that did it, and well, we had to go back and fix it. But what I also did, let me show you here real quick. This is the area I just finished up. I'm working on the area below it, and I'll show that to you here in just a second as well. This is the torpedo exhaust system. It's above us is the vents, and this is the buffering tank. And we go down here. I just finished this area up. You can see it up there. These are the vents leading into it, and these are the directional pipes. Now these pipes go all the way around the ship now and connect to the torpedo launchers. And in order to do that, I had to revamp the door mechanism that operates this door, because beforehand it was one more block wider and 2 more blocks wider. I had to make it smaller, and I pulled it off. So I'm pretty happy about that. I also went up here, and the ship has over 200 torpedo complement, but when I started doing it here, I couldn't get 200 torpedoes into the, well, let's fix that real quick here, for consistency's sake anyways. I would probably eventually replace this wool with this black mesh grading as well, but for right now I'm not going to worry about it. But anyways, the ship has supposed to have over 250 torpedoes. There's no way, in no way humanly possible to fit 250. I mean, we could do it, but it would look like crap, and you wouldn't be able to tell if they were torpedoes or not. They'd just be basically one big long black slab here. Eventually we plan to have a skin or a texture that denotes torpedoes, which will be what we'll be using. I'd ideally love to see a mod come out that all it doesn't make any changes to the game, except that it adds like 30 additional blocks for each block. So there'd be 30 versions of half slab, 30 versions of fence posts, 30 versions of hatches, 30 versions of every block in the game, including glass and some of the oddsball stuff that we use for things. Hatches. That way there we could skin, we could have like 5 different types of torpedoes skinned differently. We could have 10 different types of fence posts and stone, from wood to stone to whatever, anyway, skinned differently. That would be a mod I would love to have. I don't think it would be that hard to make it, because basically all you're doing is you're taking the existing Minecraft blocks and tripling them. Anyways, that would be a cool mod to see, because then we could set up a resource pack to use the additional blocks and give ourselves a lot more control over specifically how things look. So what I did is I knew I needed to have more torpedoes, so I went back here and I added some more back here, another 15 back here, which is nice. Plus, I added, I tried to get as many as I could back in here, this little cramped space as well, but it's kind of hard to get to. So there are 3 above, so it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 more here. So I was able to fit in another 30 torpedoes by doing it that way. Plus I have this little area down here. It was just an empty area. I just decided to put some stuff in it. So there are little things that I did depart from the deck plans with, and just making use of space that was pretty much dead space to begin with, and no sense having dead space on a starship. You put something there if you can. The new, going up to the saucer now. I'm still working on some of these areas in the neck. I'll be spoofing them up here, sprinkling them up here in a little bit. Anyways, this is the new, let me make sure I have yeah, it's off now. This is the new look for the Jeffries tubes. Well, the main thorough tubes anyways. See, if we had different blocks for fences, this could be a different one, or it could look like wires, or it could look like pipings, whatever. These are here because there's windows or viewpoints here. Anyways, I also finished up the Impulse engine deck. If we can get there, I show it to you. Oops, I failed. Did some other stuff here. Yeah, this is the Impulse deck here, so we'll just go ahead and shortcut into it. Anyways, this is the Impulse deck. Is now completed. These are Impulse engines. You know, sure, there's a little bit extra room down here, some other stuff. Put some batteries back here, or high capacitor chargers. Did a bunch of work back in here. You know, wrong way, derp. Let's get that out of the way. So let's go ahead and turn that off. But put this in. Did a lot of fine tuning and polish work on the ship in general. I'm going to fix these real quick while I'm here. Going through making sure everything's uniform and looking good. That's the ticket right there. But anyways, this is one of the new Jefferies tubes. There's a nice new block. It kind of gives the ship a much more ship feel than the way we used to do it. And I went ahead and I revamped this area through here, kind of give it a nice, I don't know how well it shows up on YouTube, but it looks really good through here. Also, I did eventually add in the landing struts for this. Now, normally this here, as the ship lands, this would be like an ingress-egress ramp and stuff like that. So, also went through and filled in all the areas that you can't see that surround the lower part of the saucer. All the areas underneath the deck over here all have tanks and stuff in them now, so there's no wasted space on deck 7, and this is the deck we're on right now, is I believe deck 7 here. But I like how this turned out. It looks you know, like a Jefferies tube should look like. And I went ahead and went around the emergency pod or escape pod area as well and spoofed it up a little bit, or spritzed it up a little bit. I don't know, I think I might put some things in there. I'm going to probably put like little doors and stuff here. Let me grab one here out of the new, I haven't decided whether I'm going to put it down here or not. So it's number 4. But basically it would be like right there, like that. So people know they're escape hatches, or escape pods. People thought about, well, why don't you put a door on it? Well, doors just look hokey. This looks so much better. It looks more like, well, it is a door basically, but you know, door looking thing. But I kind of like the way it looks there. I'll also show you what I did up on deck 5. But yeah, I went through here and I finished all this up and revamped all this, and I just wanted to flush it out. And I also went through and finally put the RCS thrusters in. They're all in. Did a lot of work in the last couple of days on the A. Still a lot more to go. M's been working hard on the D. He's got a new corridor system all lined out, and it looks really sweet. I gotta say, I really like how it turned out. I also put this here in for the forward sensors and stuff. And let's go ahead and go up one deck. Alright, now we're on deck 6. Let's go this way. All the roof lighting, all the roof texturing is in. We have ourselves a main galley here. It's centralized, so it can either feed the crew on that side of the ship or on that side of the ship. A couple of briefing rooms. Really do like a lot of the new flowers and stuff that they finally added to Minecraft. That was a nice addition to the game. Really was. Another little briefing room here, kind of like a plus room. Taking advantage of the size of the room and the design of the room and designing the tables themselves. Another RCS thruster, but we're on the port side now. I may or may not, I'm going to go ahead and keep these the way they are for now. I could change them to the new turbo lift block, but I'm not going to worry about it. This is like offices and yeoman's work areas and things like that. Crew quarters are all put in now. They're all filled in. And one thing occurred to me, the strategic design plans, they even if you count all the extra, you know, multi-crew quarters they have, the ship still doesn't seem like it has enough crew quarters for the amount of crew that it normally would have. While I did depart from the strategic design plans when I did the crew quarters on this deck, I did that for two reasons. One, I couldn't make the multi-crew quarters look good no matter what I did. And two, I could fit just as many crew members in the same amount of space by making multiple two or three party crew rooms. Like this one here is a single crewman quarters, but easily it could be modified to, you know, two or three more if I wanted to. But some of them are two, some of them are three. Like this one here is a two. And you know, I could modify it even more. I could, you know, put bunk beds up there, you know, and then add another couple of dressers. These are dressers, by the way. You know, bunk bed there, whatever. So it's moddable, which is really nice. This is some more of those yeoman and offices and stuff like that. And even more. There's three sections of them, like one, two, three, and then on the other side there's one, two, three more. In the deck plans. This is like life insurance. No, this is air processing and environmental for. Again, here are the vents for it, leading decon. Which is interesting because I don't think people are going to be boarding the ship needing decon. They're going to need the decon more or less down the hangar. This is one of the ones I added as well. It didn't seem logical to me that, you know, there's no way to get from this deck to the emergency escape pods. Now there is. This is a departure again from the deck plans. So it just seemed logical to do it. I also did that on the TOS build. Another thing I did for another departure from the strategic plans is this corridor normally would end over here. I went ahead and moved it all the way through to the turbo lift because it just seemed like that's what needed to be done. And I also needed access to this corner area here, and that's the only way I could get access to it was by moving this all the way up here. But another multiple crew quarter area. This one here doesn't have anything in it, but it's supposed to have like a bed or two in it. The only reason I didn't do it is I didn't have access to the John here. Or is it on the naval ship? They call them the heads. Yeah, make all the jokes you want. It's older than I am, so. But also went through here and did this. This is the air portals. I closed them off, but this is the hatch right here. There's no way you could do hatches. I mean, I could if I wanted to multi-layer it, but I had a lot of dead space, and I was like, well, what could I put in that space right here? Well, it dawned on me, what would they be using this for anyways? But if they had to fix the hull, they'll need hull plating. Well, guess what we have here? We have hull plating. Whole big section of hull plating. So if they need it, they have it right in here. This big section right here. This is these slide out in big pallets. But that's what that is. That's hull plating. Yeah, I got to be able to fix the ship somehow. Here's one of the crew lounge areas. Here, I think this is the portside lounge. I really love this blue. That is a beautiful color. I love that blue. Again, if we had a mod where we could triple the amount of blocks we'd have, then we would have 3 times as many clay blocks, and we could have really nice colors, deep, rich colors. Just, you know, just imagine the possibilities. Another turbo lift, another RCS thruster, and we're back in the gymnasium area. This is I thought about putting glass all the way around this, kind of like making it a caged area. I don't know. I may or may not do that yet. I don't know how it'll look. But, you know, so they could play like sports and not have to worry about knocking some dude out over here enjoying his lunch. Little swimming pool. Now, excuse me, I'll have to end it here. I'm getting a phone call. Thank you. Bye-bye.